Mark here going on 9:30 Eastern. That's 1:30 GMT. US session underway, going into the afternoon portion of the European session, and an overview of the US dollar. We US dollar weakness, US dollar sell-off has been going on since pretty much since the beginning of the year. Long downtrend on the US dollar. Yesterday, a nice fight back, technically a nice fight back. And there you can see the green candle from yesterday. And then to start today, a gap up. So from yesterday's close at 98.75 to opened today 99.33. So that is the resistance. Came down to 98.59 and now sitting somewhere in the middle. So let's see if the US dollar can add to yesterday's gains. And if there is demand for US dollars, even the EMA's crossed over to the upside, which I think is significant on the dollar index. If I have a look at the majors, let's start on the euro. Also, in keeping with dollar weakness, that the euro has been strengthening considerably. And yesterday, a fight back from the US closed at 114.17, and then a gap down that's adding to US strength to open at 113.52 for today's trading. Since then, euro has fought back, but a little bit contradictory because we have a green candle on the daily because it gapped down to start the day. And now, because it's fighting back, it is green, but overall, EMAs are crossed down and it's certainly lower than it closed yesterday. Let's zoom into what's happening right now. On the hourly, there we can see our resistance at 114.39. We've got support at 113.71. Buyers are going to be wanting to come and test this resistance and get higher. That's buying the euro, selling the US. If we're looking for US strength like we saw yesterday to continue in that mini rally, we'll want to get back down to the 113.69 area. Let's have a look at the pound, which will be a similar pattern to the euro, starting on the daily. Strong. Technically, yesterday we had a double top, a sell-off from the high at 134.18, and then a big gap down. So from the close yesterday at 133.28, all the way down to 132.75, a big gap down again, like in the euro. Pound is fighting back, but we are seeing a downward move from yesterday. Looks like US dollar does want to fight back. Let's zoom into that hourly. And there you can see the levels to work with. We've got support at 132.84, and I've got resistance at 133.37. Buyers will want to be buyers of pound wanting to come back up to that resistance area or higher. US dollar strength to continue and follow up from yesterday's fight back. We'll want to come down to the support level at 132.85 or lower. Let's have a look at the yen. Again, similar pattern. There's the US fight back yesterday, closed at 141.57, and then a big gap up to open up today's trading at 142.67. You can see, given up some of those gains, the US dollar. Let's zoom into the hourly. There's our levels to work with. I've got support at 141.52. So sellers of US dollar will be looking to test break below the support level. I've got resistance up here at 142.20. So a continuation of US dollar strength following up on yesterday. We'll look to come and test this resistance or higher. And then let's look at the Canadian. There we have the daily. Canadian looking, which I have said in the last few reports I've done, some range trading in that one between just under $1.38 and $1.3850, and you can see it's pretty flat over there. US dollar trying to fight back a slight gap up as well as we saw in the other majors. Let's just zoom into the hourly. And there you can see that range trading sitting between support at 137.98. So let's call it the 138 level. We've got resistance at 138.46. That's almost a 50 pip range. Buying off support, selling off resistance has been nice opportunities for range trading in this around 50 pip area on the US dollar Canadian. Let's see how the US dollar performs going into the heart of the meat of the US session. We'll keep you updated and see you at end of day session.